This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please, hello everybody, and welcome back to what possibly could be the last video of February 2023. We've got another classic watch possible for you today, boys and girls. But before we start, I'm just going to run you through what's happening on Classic Watch 2023. You'll see a few things are beginning to work their way on the site now. The horses are beginning to work their way on the site. At the moment, we've got UK trained horses, Irish trained horses, and American trained horses. Not all of them. Slowly but surely, they are getting on there. We're going to start with the 15 that we already identified in the list. I might be able to get a card up for that now, if we can. 15, the top 15. We're going to try that. This is what the site is sort of going to look like. You see the Irish trained horses are coming on now, and you'll just see they will be the sire, the dam, the trainer, the owner, and their video. Perfect. You see we've got Tahira and Auguste Rodin and Proud and Regal already sitting on the Irish pages for people to enjoy. And this site can be found at classicwatch2023.ml. Right, the horse in question today is Confidence Game, the winner of the Group 2 Rebel Stakes this past Saturday. Unfortunately did sink another horse that was on our playlist up to the day it got beat in the Rebel, which was verified. So what we have here is maybe a bit similar to what we had with Chop Chop the other week in the Rachel Alexandra Stakes. A good old-fashioned case of one in, one out. You know, the process really should always move forward. If our horses aren't good enough, we will take a look at the pedigree of the horses that won the race and see if they're good enough. Confidence Game, I feel, has got an interesting pedigree, so I think we're going to take a look at it. Sired by Candy Ride, out of a dam called Eblouissant, who herself was sired by Bernardini. What we have here is a fairly exposed horse, really. It has already raced 7 times, winning 3. If people take a look at the form of the horse, they will see that it actually took a maiden special race, and it was 5th in the Uruguay Stakes, a Group 3 at 2. It then ran in 2 optional allowance claimers at the end of 2022, winning 1 of them, before stepping into Pattern Company, first start in 2023, when 3rd in the Group 3 Lecomte Stakes, before taking out this Group 2 Rebel Stakes on his 7th start. Winner of 3 of 7, $785,525 at the moment. And we're going to take a look at the pedigree of the horse, because with these 50 points gained for winning the Rebel Stakes, I would say there's a fair chance that if connections choose to, that this horse might have booked himself a place in the Kentucky Derby. You know, and then we'll find out just where we stand with a lot of these. The pedigree, like I said, is quite interesting. The dam, Eblouissant, only raced 7 times, winning twice and earning £78,000. You see that she was tried a couple of times at pattern level, failing in Group 3 company twice, and then listed company. She is actually quite a well-bred horse, because she is a half-sister to no other than Zenyatta by Bernardini out of Vertiginiu. Zenyatta is in fact by Street Cry, winner of 19 of 20 races, and unfortunately 2nd in the other one, and over £7.5 million. So we're looking at this horse here. I'm looking at it and thinking the ceiling of this horse must be quite high, I think. So they're always the sort of horses I'm going to chance. If it's related to Group 1 winners and stallions, chances are I will chance it. And then it's just a matter of assessing the level of that horse. This horse has already won a Group 2. Confidence Game. So you have to say its level is quite high. Zenyatta winning 19 of 20 races. There's also another mare I found. Not quite as good as Zenyatta, but no mug in her own right, by Thunder Gulch out of Vertiginio, called Balance. She won 6 out of 16 races and is a multiple graded stakes winner, winning the Santa Margarita Invitational Handicap, a Group 1, the La Canada Stakes, a Group 2, and then also further Group 1 victories in the Santa Anita Oaks and the Las Virgins Stakes. This is a good horse Balance in her own right. The second dam, Vertigino, again similar to the first dam. You see they're quite similar. 2 out of 7, 78,000. Vertigino, 2 out of 7, and 60,000. This one was 4th in a listed race and 6th in the Group 3 Glens Falls Handicap of 1999. So again, rather like the first dam, falling short at pattern level. The third dam, For the Flag, sired by the Argentinian horse, Forley, was fairly moderate as well, winning 1 out of 9 starts. And now maidens and handicaps and allowance races are not being stored on Bloodhouse, so we can see it won a maiden in 1991. The fourth dam, In the Offing, sired by Hoist the Flag, out of a dam called Mrs. Peterkin in 1973, was slightly better. She won 3 out of her 14 races, and there is some allowance races there, so it's just different to each horse. That one was earlier than the last one. Didn't store the claiming races, this one did. Winner of 3 of 14 races. But then, it's when things get quite interesting. You'll see, people will see that if they look at Confidence Game, they will see it is from family 4R. And there is the 5th dam of the horse, Mrs. Peterkin, who won 6 out of 37 starts. But doesn't really tell the whole story, because this is a very good dam indeed. You'll see it was designated a Reine de la Course mare, whatever that means, a top mare, I presume. But she was 3rd in a couple of handicaps. She won a couple of handicaps herself on the track among her 6 runs. You'll see there, she says there, dam of Sweet Alliance. And that is only one horse we found that is out of the defendants from Mrs. Peterkin. There's a couple of nice horses. Sweet Alliance won 6 of 15 races and nearly $180,000 in 1974. She was foaled, and she is a Kentucky Oaks winner. She won the Pocahontas Stakes, and then she won what was then a Grade 2 Kentucky Oaks. And then she won 2 Group 3s, the La Troyenne and the Jersey Belle. She was placed in the Group 1 Delaware Oaks as well. And she, in fact, is the dam of a horse that, when it was sold, set the stud record. That horse is a Sharif Dancer. I don't know if people remember it. Winner of 3 of his 5 starts, just under $222,000. The winner of the 1983 Irish Derby. You see there, sold for breeding purposes to a syndicate for then world record price of $40 million US. Actually sired 32 stakes winners. So I will leave it up to everybody else to decide whether they got their money's worth out of that horse. And then we also found Mizzen Mast. Mrs. Peterkin is the second dam of Mizzen Mast, winner of 5 out of his 11 races and over £500,000. Mizzen Mast was a French Group 3 winner at 2 and then a US Group 1 winner at 3 when it won the Malibu Stakes. It also won the Group 3 Prix de Guiche in France, 2nd in the Juddmonte Grand Prix de Paris, and at 4th it won the Strub Stakes in America as well, before suddenly being pensioned off in 2021 after siring, I think, over 60 stakes winners. I think you'll find when we took a look on the legacy site at 4R, this site, a lot of these horses very old, you see, 1906. This is a veteran line. It actually started in 1762. You know, so we're dealing with some horses here that have been racing a fairly long time, it's fair to say. And we found our part eventually, he says. It was a good idea to start scrolling, wasn't it? Which was where I had it exactly lined up at where it was. But I will learn one day just to leave things as I set them up for myself, without making things hard for myself. There you will see our session there. For the flag, Vertigino, Zenyatta, got Sweet Alliance and Sharif Dancer. If people will choose to go back to a horse, excuse me, foaled in 1907, called Artless, they will see another couple of nice horses, in my view, that they can trace back on this line. One of them is Dynaformer, winner of 7 of his 30 starts and over £680,000. The triple Group 2 winner and good stallion Dynaformer. There's another one who's on this line. You see, like On the Trail and Golden Trail. They're not quite. I don't think they're quite on ours. You see, we have to go to Sweet Plus in 1922 and Artless in 1907. Dynaformer there, and then another one is a horse that actually did win the Kentucky Derby of 2001. Monarchos, winner of 4 out of 10 starts. Winners there, you see, the Kentucky Derby and the Florida Derby. And he was also second in the Belmont and third in the Preakness. So an altogether solid classic horse. If we can get a repeat here, then we'll be more than happy with that. And we also found a decent one in Japan called Air Shaker. You see there that there's Hidden Trail again. Golden Trail, On the Trail, all the way back. And the one in Japan was called Air Shaker. And again, a good solid Japanese classic horse. It was second in the Japanese Derby, and then it won the Japanese 2,000 Guineas. And then it won the Japanese St. Leger as well. Didn't really do a lot at stud in Japan. You see, it only sired one stakes place horse, according to this, which is the JBIS, Japanese largest racing database. And I'd encourage anyone to look at, if they see a horse with a Japanese suffix on it, this is a place to suss it out, along with all the other sites that I use. It's a vital part, really, of what I use this site. That's why I brought it up, just so I can give it a quick mention. Right. We've taken a look at the pedigree, really, of the horse. You'll see that there's not really a lot else on this line. There's a lot of horses around the turn of the 1920s and 30s. There's Dynaformer there. Look. These might mean something to somebody. But there we are with Mrs. Peterkin. And then Vertigino, Zenyatta. And there we are. Right. Before I wrap this video up, everybody, I think it would be prudent to watch this horse win the Group 2 Revel Stakes at Oaklawn Park, courtesy of another horse site I like to use, American Racing, bloodhorse.com. It just shows every graded race within reason. I can just find it and just play it whenever I like, which is what we will do now.
They're at the post. There's the Rebel Yell from the Oaklawn Park crowd. Frosted Departure and Giant Mischief, a hard scent, powerful. These three quickest. Verifying away in fourth. Then comes Confidence Game and Bourbon Bash. Talladega just outside of him. Reincarnate and Event Detail, and the early trailer is Red Route 1, and they turn to the backstretch with lots of speed on. It is powerful, 3/4 of a length in front of Frosted Departure in second. Verifying and Stablemate. Giant Mischief are third and fourth, and 2 from the front. It's 2.5 back to Confidence Game. Gun Pilots at the rail, 6th and 4 off the lead. Then 2-2, Talladega and Bourbon Bash. Reincarnate has 10 lengths to make up. He's a length in front of Event Detail. Desperately last is Red Route 1. 1/2 mile to go in the 63rd Rebel. Frosted Departure and Powerful. Verifying and Giant Mischief. Watching those two from the front. Gun Pilot has moved at the rail. He's 5th now from Confidence Game. At the back of the pack still are Reincarnate, Event Detail, and Talladega around the far turn in the Rebel. Frosted Departure just in front of Powerful. Giant Mischief gets first crack at him, and here's Giant Mischief. Confidence Game is 3 deep. 2 back to Gun Pilot. Talladega is next. Reincarnate still has a long way to come, and Giant Mischief off the top of the turn is joined by long shot Confidence Game, and Confidence Game is now a length and a half in front. Reincarnate is trying to split horses to the outside, and Red Route 1 from the back of the pack. It is Confidence Game. Red Route 1 moves into second. Confidence Game, Red Route 1, Confidence Game.
Finishing 4th there was our Elder Horse, also off the list now. Verifying finished 4th. The ground, really. We haven't totally dismissed it. We want to see it on a sounder surface. But then again, we've seen horses. We've seen the weather in May turn out pretty similar to what that weather was there. But people have to say that that was a very good performance from Confidence Game. There didn't look to be any excuses for many of the others behind, and I thought it won well. Will it run again before the Kentucky Derby? I mean, maybe it will, and then we might find out a bit more about the horse. The horse is exposed. It is. Its next run will be its 8th start. But the horse has won a Group 2, and there's enough interesting horses, I think, in this pedigree to have a little look at it, which is what I intend to do over the next few months. Right, everybody, I'm going to wrap this video up now. What I will do is I will leave a couple of steers at the end. One will be allowing people who haven't subscribed to the channel already who wish to be able to do so. And the other one will be a list. We're going to keep them separate today. We're going to do a list of all the American horses, the American trained horses. We've got them all in one playlist, and we will put a link up to that as well. Right, everybody, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, and thank you very much for your help, and hopefully you will all have a great day. Take care, everybody, and look after yourself.